If I tell you, say I love you. My money, my body, now you're on, baby.
Flames Radio, myself, Sir Venom inside. Alongside me right now, I have the man like Mr. Upstream. What go on, sir?
Yeah! It's live. It's late night. We're in the building. Upstream business, Sir Vennom.
You don't know. So what's good, Kaz?
You tell me, bro, man. We out here, man. We're air.
So Mr. Upstream now, yeah?
That's the name, bro.
So tell me what go on with that name there.
Upstream. It's all about positivity. Always looking forward, never looking backwards. Always staying positive, going for the next opportunity, and just stay working, man.
So you staying working then?
Staying working, bro.
Staying working. Okay. That's all right. It's all good. So what go on? So no more rough copy. It's official. No more rough copy.
Yeah, it's official, man. Since last year, December. So you know what I mean.
So it's been nearly a year.
Nearly
a year.
Nearly.
All right. So before we get to Mr. Upstream, because there's a lot that we need to trod the path. You know what I mean? You understand? How did Mr. Upstream come about? So let's start right at the beginning. So you moved over here. You were born in Nigeria, right?
Yeah, man.
And you come over to here when you're how old?
8.
Wow, 8.
7 going on.
So
8.
what are your memories musically about Nigeria? What influences in Nigeria did you have, like, musically?
Music, that's what a lot of people didn't understand. Obviously, being in an R&B group, a lot of people didn't understand my origin and where I was coming from. So my household, we're talking Afro beats, we're talking Kampala, we're talking Ampala, we're talking like old school, real life, old school music, the fella days where music was, you know, when Afro beats, before even Afro beats, we was talking about the origin of it. So that's where I'm coming from. Obviously, I always try to incorporate that and implement that into the whole R&B kind of journey that the Rough Copy brand was kind of on. So, yeah, man.
So coming over here when you were 8 now, so where did the R&B influence come in now? What was your earliest memory of the R&B music?
My earliest memory was watching Usher on TV, trying to literally mimic him, watching Amarion and B2K, trying to mimic them. And even as far as MJ, like a lot of people did when they was younger, and obviously the groups, like, you know, you had your Blackstreet, you know what I mean, No Diggity. I remember watching that on my dad's TV, on my just literally wanting to be them. So that's where the R&B influence came in.
So what year are we talking about? So you came over here what?
I think 1996 around.
96. All right, so mid-90s. Yeah. That's when 90s music was really at its peak.
I caught it before it died out.
Trust me. The best time. 90, you can't beat the 90s.
Proper.
Trust me. So you came over here, like, so how was like growing up over here, coming from Nigeria?
Different.
Explain to me the differences. How different was it? Like,
I was bushing it. You have to understand, obviously, I when I first come here, like, my pops picked me up from my auntie's house, and he drove me through Oxford Street. And I'm driving past Harrods thinking, why is it so big, and why I'm going for all these lights? I'm not used to this. I'm used to, like, Christmas time, just straight killing cows and the road full of blood and all sorts of stuff. That's where I'm coming from. So seeing lights and big buildings was a kind of like an eye opener, like, right, I'm in England. This is lit. And I had my head out the window, the breeze was licking me. Yo, it was lit.
But it must have been exciting the same way.
It was exciting and lit. Literally lit.
Well, back then we didn't even use the word lit.
We didn't use the word lit. It was, I don't know
wicked.
what it was. Wicked. It was wicked.
Safe.
It was sick blood.
Wasn't even sick. It was before sick blood.
Well, wicked. Alright, we'll stay wicked then.
Yeah, wicked. Stay wicked. So how did so you started off originally dancing? Is that right?
Yes, that's my origin. That's before any singing came dancing, and I always had the aspect of singing, but my main love was dancing.
So you knew you could sing before you started dancing?
No, it was the other way around.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So you didn't even know you could sing then?
I know I had some sort of voice, but it wasn't like...
So how old were you when you realised that? Or someone told you, oh, you can do a little thing there?
You know what, yeah? Like I said, I was standing in front of the TV and literally mimic Ushers and the Omarians and the man there. But it wasn't till I think it was like a mini audition in front of my family, like my sister and my brother. And I was like, I want to sing you something. You just tell me what you think, innit? And I sang Mario, Let Me Love You. And way before Drake was doing his hands, you know when Drake performs, he does the hand thing. Way before that, I was doing that, bro. Right? And that was me that was a way of me controlling my nerves. And I sang in front of my sister, my brother, and she was like, "Yeah, you're alright still." So from then I was like, "Alright, cool. This is what I want to pursue." To be fair.
But so how did the dancing come about?
The dancing, I was always kind of like influenced by that. Like I had a lot of friends from the ends, literally dancers. My friend, a good friend of mine, who used to manage a group called Peridot, or was involved in the management of Peridot. So I was very involved in the dance scene. Used to train with Trilogy a lot. The Flawless Man, then we knew them. So yeah, man, it was from back then where I was very much into the whole street dance kind of like culture.
So is this like competitions and stuff?
All of that stuff there.
So you were deep into it?
I was proper into it. I studied it like, say, my name was teacher. Like I studied it. I used to watch a guy called Salah, the sickest guy for isolations. I literally used to study waving, isolations, and breaking and popping and all that stuff there. So I studied that.
It's crazy. So that was a dancing. So you're doing competitions all over London and probably the UK as well. Doing, and so you were successful? I was
successful
the groups that you're in.
Well, I was, like I say, I was training, but I was always a solo, so I would do like the solo battles and stuff. But like there was a showcase called Craden's Got Talent, which that was my first kind of like proper on stage experience as a dancer.
Solo.
Yeah. And then after that I kind of got put forward to the I won in terms of my category, because I was forwarded onto the South Got Talent, because it was like a competition and I had to go through stages and stuff. So I got through the next stage where I obviously met the other members of Rough Copy and all of that stuff there.
So that's where it started?
That's where it all started.
So was it, and then did you have that in your mind before you met them, that you wanted to start a group, or?
No, before I even met any of the members, what happened was a realization of where I was coming from and the area I was living in. Obviously I was heavily involved in that life, as you do, being young and naive and silly. But at that time, like I said, I had a friend that was very much involved in the dance scene and the music scene. A lot of people knew him. He was very influential. So I reached out to him. I think it was a good year. I was running him down saying, "Yo, bro, I got talent, you know. I'm not just a road man. I can do this thing. Like, give me a chance." And he was just like, "Oh, when you fix up, man, when you come off that foolishness, we can talk." And then I caught him on a tram one day. Like, so I got him off the tram and I was like, "Yo, bro, I'm serious." And I literally auditioned. I'm talking like body popping while singing road type Usher kind of ish on the tram stop. I was like, "Yo, we're doing it now." And he was like, "Rah, okay, you're serious?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." And from then he was like, "Listen, I'm not really on this solo business at the moment, but if you can find like a couple man them who are serious about music, we can talk about looking at a group situation." And I was like, he didn't think I was serious. Listen, within that week I was out here doing A&R business.
So who is this guy you're talking about? What?
His name is Blaze. So at the time it was a company called Starview Entertainment.
Yeah.
Right? And that was my home. That was my family. They were the people who actually physically put me on in terms of music. So yeah, Blaze and Roger, because he brought me to Roger like, "Yo, I got this guy. What are you thinking?" And then I had to audition for him. It's all mad.
So he's told you like find some other guys. So what was your next step from there?
So my next step from there, obviously, I knew I was going to be doing the South Got Talent situation. Yeah. So from there, I kind of like, I went to the show. I'm Eds Up. I've always been. So I kind of went in there, and obviously had the dancers room, you had the singers room, then you had the poets room, rappers room, and I was just in everyone's room, literally, because I was like, not that I had the intentions of finding anybody, but I was walking down the corridor doing my thing, and I just heard like people singing. So I walked up in there. And believe it or not, in that room you had Derry, who did the X Factor a couple of years before we did it. The one that sang to Kelly Rowland, Derry Mensah. So he was in there. You had Sterling in there, obviously, which became a member of Rough Copy. And he had like two other guys, like the UK Robin Thicke at the time, because he was dope. Some white dude, and his voice was so soulful. And I just literally walked up to them and called my manager like, "Yo, what do you think of this? Like, just pick out a voice out of these guys and tell me who you're really feeling, or what catches your ear."
So at this stage you had a manager? At
this stage, this is where obviously I proved myself that I was worthy enough for them to waste time on me, or believe in me, shall I say.
Man said waste time, you know.
Listen, man, at them times there, man, it could have been a wasting time thing, because what I was on, mad thing, sad thing, run up in your house thing. Yeah, so anyway, but yeah, so I went in the room, called my manager, I was like, "Yo, what can you hear?" And he was like, he picked out Sterling's voice, and I was like, "For real?" He's like, yeah, him, whoever that is, him. So I was like, yo, you man, because I was a gin. I was like, yo, you man, let me hear you sing what you saying, man. Let me hear you. And like, can you hear
this time you got the phone in your hand.
The phone in my hand.
Okay.
That man don't have a clue, bruv. So he picked out Sterling, and obviously I reached out to him and said, what you saying, man? Like, come down to the studio tomorrow and let's just see what it is. Explain the situation to him. I didn't blindside him. I said, yo, this is what it is. Are you interested? He's like, why not, man? I said, come see what's good. So that was the first one. Came down. He liked what he heard. Got involved in it. That was the second member I actually recruited in terms of the group.
So there's 2 of you now.
There was 3 because a guy called Raquel that I used to go to school with, who's now goes by the name of Rickstar. I had approached him way before on MySpace because I reached out to him on MySpace and I said, yo, I'm starting a group situation involved. So he was already in.
You might have to explain to the youngsters what MySpace is.
Yo, MySpace was way before Unaman's time. I'm talking way before your Facebooks and Twitters.
It's still there, you know?
It's still there, but it's dead. You get me? Before any music platforms, there was MySpace. Trust me. So yeah, man, that's when I did that.
Even if you want our music, MySpace was a thing to link up with people and these things.
Yeah, it was the MySpace, MSN, yo.
Yeah, people used to war if you weren't in their top friends, bro. If you weren't in their top friends, it was war, bro. Like people used to fall out over them things. There.
Proper real life
serious
situations,
things,
man.
So the group's coming together now.
Coming together.
Did you have the name?
We didn't have no name at the time. We didn't have no name. Cause this was the building stage, the development stage. So then, obviously, at the time, the management had a girl group called Fulfilled. Yeah, Fulfilled. 4 girls, all sorts of different kind of like ethnicities, just bunged together, and it worked at the time. And they had a show in Crawley. Back in the day, there was a club called Liquid, and it was popping every Friday. It was popping. So we went down there. I went to support them. I was just, like I said, trying to get into the whole music lifestyle. And right before they performed, there was another act coming on. But I literally saw, like, I was about to go out for like fresh air or something, innit? And literally, I think I turned my head for like a split second, and I saw the maddest crump. Like, I don't know if you like know a dance style called crumping, and the way he came on stage was like, say, I don't know, the energy was immense, right? And this is Joey J, Dope Boy RC, as you guys may know him. That was him coming on stage, and the energy he had literally made me stop in my tracks. I turned back, I'm like, yo, who's this guy? Like, I'm like, yo, I'm tapping management, like, yo, him. His energy is mad. Way before he started singing, I'm like, yo, look at the energy, man. Imagine that on stage. Yo, go talk to him or do whatever you got.
So he ain't even opened his mouth yet.
He hasn't even opened his mouth, bruv. Man came on. He had a jacket on that he customized called King Crunk. And I'm like, who this guy think he is, bruv? But the energy was enough for me to be like, yo, go approach him. And then he opened his mouth. I'm like, yo, come on. Like, give him a chance, like, chat to him and see what I got on. So they spoke to him. He came down for the audition stages. We had like a good 20 people that came down, because I was reaching out to people who I knew could sing anyway, in the dance scene as well as the music scene. So yeah, man, he came down, and then there was originally 5 of us, because the guy who later on down the line produced a lot of our songs was in the group as well, and he was more so a dancer / producer, more so a singer. So he produced a lot of our songs, but he kind of stepped out earlier on before we kind of officially made a name, due to obviously like personal issues and stuff. So yeah, man, there was 5 people, but only 4 made it on to the actual official
Rough Copy.
It wasn't even Rough Copy. It was Sons of Soul before Rough Copy.
Oh, SOS.
SOS days.
Mad, Sons of Soul.
Sons of Soul business.
So that was definitely the avenue you were looking to go down. It was definitely R&B.
It was, you know what it is. We didn't know what we was going down, because it was just like an exciting moment. Obviously, we knew we wanted to do music. Everyone had their own different styles. It was definitely R&B influenced, but as time went on, obviously we looking at the industry then with the whole JLS and all of them kind of situations happening, the pop element came into it, and it became pop R&B more so than R&B pop at the time. So yeah.
So you performing together now? Performing together
now. Name solid. Done the circuit.
Yeah.
Met a couple people. Done the UMAs. Done Music Week. Done the main circuits we needed to. We did I Love Live. God knows how many times. We did all the open mics, one mic, all of anything that we could put us. Our manager could put us on to kind of like establish us as artists and as a group. as the newest R&B pop or pop R&B group coming to the scene, we did it. Backyards, mansion parties. Listen, we had
barbecues, house parties,
everything from 30 people to 100 to 500. We did it.
I think the first time I saw you guys, it must have been a bit further down the line, probably closer to the X Factor. I think it was at Urban's Got Talent.
There you go.
Yeah, Chucksy. Yeah. And I was like,
bruh,
these guys are actually R&B, because you had that Jodeci vibe, and I was like, rock, I wasn't expecting that, because you don't really hear that. And I remember sitting there in the audience thinking, this sounds like some kind of Jodeci, some real kind of proper R&B. Do you know what I mean? And that was that's my first encounter of Rough Copy still. So tell me how the X Factor thing came about.
So obviously we kind of formed in terms of like officially in 2009, like late 2009, early 2009, and like I said, we did the circuits. Management did everything they possibly could. We had a label opportunity at the time, but we was way too young and
were you recording as well?
We was recording. The first song we put out was a song called Our Love, that Sterling actually wrote. Big tune at the time, but you know them ones where you don't know you have a gem in your hands until you've gone through every other tune. So we put out an EP, we did singles, we did videos to a tune called Express Train. That again didn't really get the clout it needed, and these are the times where JLS then came on X Factor, and it was almost like we was them, and like, yo bruv, what do you mean? I swear that video looks like ours. It was like a proper like competition, and you can even see it on a 2012 audition we did, that we actually sang for them backstage, and it was like a minute of dum 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 dum, like rock. We looked at each other like, yo, we're going in, because this is an opportunity, obviously. So yeah, we had demos out, we had EPs out, and we had singles out. Obviously, we was building it from then, and obviously those times there, we had done a song with Getz that was on the Come Before the Storm mixtape he did, called Bye Shy, which is still on iTunes now, believe it or not. So we was already in the midst of our pairs already from 2009 going on 2010. So we knew a lot of these people, the Wretch 32s. We met Wretch 32 when we did the twice but nice, was it twice as nice circuit, and we was just killing that circuit. We did it every year, and the last year we did it with Wretch, and we did that. It was them guys that doing the video blogs, like, yo, shout out SOS and just tell them to look out for us. The standard thing you do as a group coming up. So yeah, we already knew a lot of people coming up already. So when we did the X Factor, it was almost like Sterling was like, yo guys, what you lot saying, man? We should do an audition, innit? So obviously he filled out the form, but on the day of the audition, it was so early, but we had a studio session on the same day. So we kind of like opted out of the audition and went to studio instead. And obviously they hit us up like, yo guys, like, you missed your audition, well gone. We're like, oh, we was recording. Like, it wasn't really something we planned, like, yeah, we're gonna go on there and do this and blah de blah de blah and become famous and all of that stuff there. It was just like a situation where it was very like blah, it was out of the blue. But obviously that didn't come to pass. And then the next year they hit us up like, yo, you man, are you on it? So we were like, yo, why not? Let's go and see what happens. And then obviously,
what year was this?
This was from 2012. That's the year we kind of flunked and done the studio. And 2013, the following year is where we went on there. Yeah. Sorry, 2012 is when we went on there, and the whole visa situation where we had to kind of pull out. So
you were on there. You went on there 2 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 years.
So the first year you went on was 2012.
2012.
Who was on the panel then?
The judges were, it was Rita Ora, I think Gary Barlow at the time, and I can't ever remember the other. Was it Scherzinger? Scherzinger wasn't there them times then.
Must have been Sharon, Louis and Simon.
Louis and Simon wasn't on. I think it was Gary that time still.
Oh, okay.
Because Simon was doing the whole American one.
Oh yeah.
But I can't remember. I don't know if it was Scherzinger or Cheryl or Mel B. I'm not sure which one of them. But that was 2014 when we done our audition and did our thing there. We got to judges' houses, but we couldn't obviously move forward in regards to the whole visa situation. So they pulled us out of that. Obviously, year on, they hit us up saying, yo guys, what are you saying this time? We did it again, and obviously everyone saw what happened with that again. So that's literally what happened, man, in regards to that brand.
Yeah, that brand. So when you actually you couldn't travel. That was the situation with it. You couldn't travel. Where did they go? Was it New York?
New York,
Who is it? You with Gary in it?
Yeah, it was Gary
Barlow.
Gary Barlow, and obviously he showed the amount of support he actually showed to the situation was almost unreal, because you think to them as a job. Obviously,
it seemed like watching the show. It seemed like a genuine relationship you two had. Like.
Obviously, within reason, there's still a job to be done. But he still had an element of he could relate to us as a group. Because obviously, when you look at Take That, the clothes they were wearing back in the day was a mad thing. The things they was doing back then was almost like similar to what we was pulling off.
Yeah.
So he obviously had a bit of a nostalgic feeling to. Rough Copy, hence why he put himself out so much, and obviously brought me back into the show with all the might and all these power. So yeah.
So Joey and Sterling went to New York. They got through to the live shows. They come back.
Yeah.
You got reunited with the group.
Reunited with them man there before the live shows.
Yeah, that must have been mad.
Mad. It was like when he came to the house. Obviously, they had hit me up saying, "Yo, we want to interview you," and I'm here like I'm here doing 9 to 5, thinking, "Yo, what do you mean interview me? I'm already kick out. Yeah, what more do you want? What more emotions can you drag out of a little piece of me?"
So you thought that there was no chance of you getting?
Yeah, man.
Even if them two got through, you didn't think you'd be able to join back up?
I thought it was a wrap. I thought to myself, I'm going to be going to watch them every Saturday night, every Sunday night, Vex. Supporting them, but Vex, thinking, I could be on the stage, but due to obviously unforeseen circumstances, which the whole world bloody knows, due to the media, I'm going to have to sit this one out. So yeah, man, that situation obviously took me back a little bit, kind of like threw me off.
Yeah.
So when I got the phone call from them, it was, we're gonna visit her, guys. We gotta visit. Are you gonna come in? Are you gonna come in? No. Somebody knocking the door, man. Like, we live. We so live right now. It's all good, man. So yeah, technical difficulties. Sorry guys. But yeah, so obviously, like I said, they gave me the call. I was a bit iffy about it. Spoke to the missus like, yo, I'm not feeling this. Management at the time, they're like, no, don't watch that, man, do your thing. So I'm like, alright, bun it, I'm getting a haircut. I don't know what these people imagine the first thing I think of is a haircut. I don't know what they're up to, but boy, I'm gonna get a haircut. If whatever they're up to, I'm gonna look good. So got my haircut, had my outfit set. Next thing you know now, they're like, yeah, basically the guys said a lot of great things about you in New York. Obviously, judges' houses, we don't have anything of you, kind of reciprocating what they're saying, innit? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm here, innit? You know where I live. Here's my address. Yeah, when I opened my door, I saw Gary. I felt set up, innit? Yeah, I felt set up. So I was like, rah. I didn't know what to believe. I opened my door. Gary Barlow standing outside my door in big Craden, bruv. Like, I'm like, what the hell are you doing there, man? Jumping out of Jaguar, you know? I'm like, what are you doing? Like, my whole road was just like, who's that? And I was just like, oh my days, this is a mad moment. Brought him in, sat on my settee, the cameras are rolling now. I'm like, oh, I see what time it is now. Obviously, he's basically said what he said. Obviously, after debating and whatnot, we're going to bring you back onto the show. Mad thing. All the tears, all of the behaviors were all real. Nothing weren't planned. Like, yo, you're gonna.
You really never had a clue.
I didn't have a bloody clue, man. But you know who did have a clue though? My manager, because they had called him on the Friday whilst I was at work, and he was just literally poker facing it. I'm like, how can you keep a poker face from Friday to Monday, the whole weekend? You know, man was just grinning to himself, thinking you don't know what's about to hit you. And Monday come now, boom. So I was like, you knew, bruv, and you knew how emotional I was. You knew, I'm thinking to myself, this is it for me.
Yeah. I
put the group together. I ain't gonna be able to even eat the fruits of man's labor. This is dead, innit? You get me? But I'm proud of them, man. There, but this is still dead because I'm human, innit? So yeah, that was that. Really, to be fair.
So this was the Monday, and the live show start the same week.
Literally, we had a week. Because that same week was the whole glamour shoot. This is where they transform you and put you in clothes. You get your teeth done, you get makeup done, and listen now.
Okay.
They like, the thing with X Factor is they show you what it could be if you won or you got far in the competition.
Yeah.
So they gave you all the superstar kind of treatment. So yeah, bruv, literally, like, it started from there. I literally had no time to pack. I had to come back and pack straight into the glamour shoot. As soon as I stepped through them doors, the faces on the contestants was like, what the beep is this? Because you have to understand that as a trio, we was dangerous. So when they went out to a duo, they were still dangerous, but they wasn't lethal. So when I came out through the door, they're like, oh man,
it's over. It's a wrap.
This is crazy, bruv. Because literally it was like the trio has been formed again and the energy was already mad. So now imagine we're reunited and it's just on a Richter scale of God knows what. So yeah, I saw a couple envious but still happy. We got love, but in the back of their heads they're thinking, we've gone from brethren to warfare enemies now. Like, what's going on?
It's on. It's war.
It's on.
You understand? So you moved into the house.
Moved in.
How was that house? Because on TV it looks like one bag of jokes, fun, like orgies every night and everything.
Yeah, you're moving mad. There wasn't none of that happening.
None of that.
The house, you got to think about it like this. I'm going to put it in the terms that maybe the listeners can understand. Go to Brixton, get some people from Brixton. Go to Peckham, grab some people from Peckham, put them in a van. Then go to Croydon, get some people from Croydon, put them in a van, and then go to Essex. Put some people in the van and I dash them in the house and you're there for 10 weeks. That's what happened, bruv. People from different walks of lives. Some people ain't ever seen struggle in their life. Some people seen hella struggle, and some people just been born. You get me? So it was an eclectic mix of people, human beings, different genres of characters, different mentalities, different feels, different emotions, all in one big ass yard.
Was it a situation where you have to kind of fend for yourself in there, or like did you have people cooking the food, or
they had like I said, they had everything that you would want in there. Celebrity lifestyle. It was nothing but you had security, you had a chef, you had Addison Lee's for days, you had BMW sponsoring, you had Samsung. That was the year that we had all the endorsements that they can't get now. Samsung, we had every single Samsung endorsement kind of technology you could think of, phones, watches, tablets, mate. If I had a holograms, I probably would have had it then. And then BMWs, they kind of like endorsed us with BMWs. They're not us individually, but for the team to kind of take us around, so to be a bit more conspicuous and not be seen too much. I think it was the X6s then with the BMW with the big battery, cars. We had like 5 of those. Imagine 5 of those, and that house we stayed in was Lionel Richie's old house. That he sold to a footballer, and then obviously they rented it from him. So that 2010 was the anniversary of X Factor, so they went all out. That will never happen again. That was like a moment. That was the same year that we had more than 2 black people on there. It was
Who else was on there again?
You had Hannah, you had Tamara, you had Rough Copy. Obviously, you had the Jamaican girl from Croydon who I forgot her name. Lorna. That's it, Lorna. You had Lorna on there. You had Hannah Barrett. Mate, and he had my man from Kingsland Road, the only black you in the group. It was a black infested show that God knows how that happened. I don't know how it happened, but we all made it on there, mate. And then you had the girl group, what were they called, man? Jeez. I can't remember their name, but it was a trio. Imagine, obviously you had Riel, you had Cece, and then you had one next black girl, get me, but I forgot their names now. But yeah, you had the girl group that were all black. So yeah, man, it was mad.
So you're in the house now, like the one bag of mix up people, one bag of like as you put an eclectic mix.
Proper.
You understand? So it must have been an exciting time and a difficult time living with people that like you don't know. And probably some people you don't like, and you understand. So it must have been a bit mad. But obviously, live shows. Going doing the live shows. You got through. You got through to the semi-final.
We came 4th, bruv.
4th.
Semi-finals. Yeah, we had one more week before the finals. Imagine, bruv. Literally mad.
Mad.
I ain't gonna say what should have been and what. We'll leave that. Because boy.
Yeah. So after that, so what was the next stage for the group after that? Obviously, you didn't win. But obviously, that must have opened up a lot of doors for you after that.
Obviously, after being in the show, obviously you go through the stage of the last week where every contestant has to record their winning single in case you win, right?
What was the winning single that year?
Oh, I can't ever. everyone had different ones.
Oh, is it?
So we had a group called Imagine Dragons before anybody knew who they was. Before they blew up and got platinums all over the country, yeah. We got given a song from Imagine Dragons, right? Imagine Dragons is a group that Alex the Kid manages and has a label for, right? Alex the Kid's from Penge, bruv. He's from Ends. Yeah? So we're giving this song, we're like, oh, how the hell are we gonna R&B up this tune? Because this is rock and pop, fam. Like, what's going on? And with all our might, we tried to implement and influence our R&B like we did on the show. Like, people would have saw us. We was the ones who got R. Kelly on there. We got Bobby Brown on there. So anyone after that who did Bobby Brown and R. Kelly was because we got it co-signed and cleared for it to be on their roster of songs to choose from. But we still had to be ourselves, which I'm not going to say was a mistake, because at the time it felt like the right thing to do. Kind of like, imagine you've been in a group for 9-10 years and you got this opportunity to do what you've been doing on a global scale. You're not going to kind of punk out and be like, oh, we're going to do pop now fully. So we made that decision as a group, like, you know what, we're sticking at this R&B thing. And obviously that last week we all recorded, every single one recorded their final single, their winning single, sorry. Done the winning, we had a video shoot for the winners coming out. So the last 3 would come out and we had like a video shoot. So we did all of that stuff there. Was in the studio with like heavy hitters, like songwriters who's got platinums from Little Mix, JLS, everyone you could think about in the pop world. We was in there with them. We had the A&R of Sony coming there, Sonny, literally literally keeping an eye on us and seeing what we're up to. It was mad. Like, that last week was a very emotional kind of like journey. We was also sorting out our final performance for Wembley. Like, everyone did it. If you're last 4, you're gonna go through that situation. Obviously, what happens then is when you get to the final, they move you to Wembley. There's a hotel opposite Wembley Stadium that you got to move to. I think it's the Hiltons, and you're there for the last couple of days because it's literally like inspiration. You're opposite the road, and you're like, could really be your lifestyle for the rest of your life, given that people buy your songs, innit, and buy your tickets and actually take to you as artists. Yeah. So that's what happened that last week, man. It was immense, but fun.
Yeah, okay, I can imagine. So what was the next step for Rough Copy after that? After you didn't get through?
After we broke down on stage and started bawling and trying to sing Boys to Men and sounding bumming all sorts of notes and hitting off-key harmonies and just emotional and just trying to... I mean, everyone went...
I've always thought that was a bit out of order still. Bro! You're going to give them that news and then make them sing again now.
Fam.
It's like louder people that make them go in a corner.
You know, like that. Before we sung that song, by the way, guys, it did sound boom, innit, when we rehearsed it. Because you always have to have 2 Save Me songs you rehearse. And before we came on stage and the emotions hit, man, it was boom. It did sound nice. Man, did sound like Boys to Men. But always when the emotions come, you're trying to hit a note while bawling.
And they're real emotions.
They're real emotions. But for us, it was like, I knew the insight because I was obviously keeping in touch with management, which I'm heads up, like I said before. So I would always call him saying, yo, what's the word on the road? What's the industry saying about us? What's the road saying about us? Like, and he will always assure me like, yo, you guys are doing good, because keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, we had before, like from the 5th week, we had label interest. So I knew that already. So I would always try to filter it through to the man them in a way not to big up anyone's head, but to stay working. Let's keep on this track because this certain people are watching us, innit? Let's just keep fighting and keep on the hard work, innit? So when that happened, obviously I was emotional, but I knew that, yo, when we have our meeting on the Monday, we're good, innit? You get me? Obviously, when you come out of there, you got to do the ITVs, the Good Mornings, all of the circuit. You do your like 10 shows where you make your money from, that everyone else does when you come out, and then you go into the real world of actually booking your own shows, talking to your tour managers, talking to your agency, talking to your management, and saying, yo, let's what's the plan? So that was, for us, it was just literally picking what label we was gonna go to and have conversations with, because there was so many, and what agency we're gonna sign up to, basically. So yeah, it was the real world from where, as soon as we came out there, it was the real world, man. Like, bruv, trust.
So you basically had a lot of. It was your choice, basically.
Yeah.
Who you chose? Who did you choose?
We went for Epic because Epic was the only ones talking R&B. Like I said, throughout the journey of being together for 10 years, you finally get an opportunity with a label that says they understand what you want. Obviously, before that, we had met with RCA, we had met with Universal. Even Twin B reached out, and we was going for Atlantic at one point. But when management spoke to Epic, they were the only ones talking about the whole R&B kind of lane, that they understood it. So it was only right that we went with them. I wish they told us that they're full of shit before we signed the paperwork.
So you say they were full of shit. So obviously, shit. What was the original deal you signed? What was it? Was it an album deal?
No. So anyone who enters X Factor, before you go to the live shows, you have to sign a deal. You have to sign contracts to basically secure yourself and protect yourself as well as them in case you win, right? So you sign to Psycho, basically. So Psycho, and you sign to Psycho and Fremantle, which is the TV kind of like channel that they the media
production company.
The production company that kind of puts on X Factor. And obviously sub to that you have Psycho, the label itself. In conjunction, both of them work together to find these future stars, innit? So we signed the paperwork way before the live shows, like a week before. As soon as you enter the house, you got to sign it. So that contract gets transferred to whatever label you go to. There's a 3-month window for any label to fight for you. If Psycho decide, or if Sony decide not to let you go, or any label underneath the Sony umbrella decide to say, yo, we want you, any outside label have to go away, bruv. And it's so peak, because when you got mega, like, big heavyweights like Universal after you, but you can't go to them because Epic's like, yeah, Columbia's like, yeah, RCA's like, hi, you're like, damn, cha. Got no choice now, really, have you? So you got to go to the label that you've signed, you've already kind of agreed that you would go to prior. So yeah.
So what was the first deal?
It was a single album.
Okay.
It was always that, but the conversations we had was different to the actual contract. It was always a single, then we're going to look at an album situation. But the talks that they was coming with, like, listen, if the first single don't bang as it should, second single don't do what it needs to, we're going for the album. We got you in it. We're trying to build a brand, not a one-hit kind of situation. So we was confident in them. As time went on, though, obviously, we knew that they were full of shit. And they weren't truthful to us, because a year later, Epic UK kind of wrapped up, and obviously they got rid of some people, but this was already happening before we even signed paperwork. You get me? So all they had to do was let us know that, guys, you are the last opportunity to make this really work. Because the kind of songs we were playing them was all third album kind of things, like established stuff. They never brought anything to the table. They always told us to bring stuff. We sourced our own production company. We sourced our own rehearsal space. While still on tour, the X Factor tour, while still rehearsing, we was going back and forth from whatever continent. We could be in Leeds.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that tour there.
We could be in Leeds and we have to.
How many shows were actually on that tour?
It was 2 months worth.
Oh wow!
Like
that every other day, every day.
Every day you get like a day off, or 2 days off, and you're right back on. Mad. But it was every city in London, every arena in London. We're talking from London O2 to Metro in Newcastle to whatever big stadium or arena is in that area. We did. Obviously, I only lasted on there for a month because of.
And it was 2 months, you said.
2 months, yeah.
And you got kicked off the tour after a month.
It's mad. Yeah.
For licking down some boy, innit?
I didn't even lick no one down, you know. I'm not saying a damn thing because Mr. Upstream's trying to book work. I didn't hurt nobody. It was
there was a misunderstanding.
It was a misunderstanding. You know what? You can call it two boisterous people in one room, and one of the boisterous individuals just crossed the principal line.
And you had to kind of
just differentiate foolishness from reality.
Self-defense? Or like?
It wasn't even a self-defense thing, man. We didn't even go that deep into all of that stuff. Obviously, I'm black, he's white. So your face is going to bruise more than mine. Even if you lick me 10 times in my face, you ain't going to see my face get bruised up. You know what I mean? I could put you in a headlock and your head, you're going to show red because you're white.
Your ears will turn red.
And that's just it, you know what I mean? So as soon as you know what I mean? Imagine going in front of a judge, right? And you just had a little coursing match backstage. And you go in front of a judge. You're white, he's black. The judge ain't going to see you hurt. They're going to see, like, what the hell did you do to this young man here?
Yeah.
And that's literally what it was. I was scrutinized. I was in the media being called all sorts of names. Literally, like that last month of that tour, I was on house arrest. Everywhere I went, I had to take a cab. Because we had to do, what was it? Damage control. The boys are still on tour. We still needed people to buy into the brand. I couldn't be seen because it was like, oh, how's he out on road and the boys are working hard, but he's out on road. What happened?
Yeah.
The story didn't come out for God knows how long. I did a public statement saying, yeah, I'm in the studio, I'm still doing, you know what I mean, I'm still supporting the boys, trying to, bro, street, bruv, it was a mad, that last month, I swear, bruv, if I wasn't such a strong, like, individual being African, bruv, I swear I could have, bruv, suicide, bruv, this is how celebrities end up in them situations,
yeah.
And just go off the scale. I could be taking all sorts of drugs and drinking, bruv.
Yeah.
I went and bought myself a Bose speaker and plugged in and sat in my room and vibes out. That was my impulse buy to keep myself sane.
Cool. Well, that's good. At least he kept to music. Like you said, some people would have gone and bought drugs or drink and buried themselves into something that was not going to be beneficial for their life. You know what I mean? So, okay.
This is real life. Like, this is your life. You know that program with the Red Bull? This is your life. You get me? Like, man, like Sir Venom's getting the exclusives out here.
Trust me. Yeah, people wouldn't even know what This Is Your Life is.
They don't even know. If you're not old enough to know that, you're young.
Alright, so where are we now? So right, we're on tour. You get kick off the tour. The boys are still on the tour.
Can you make it sound a bit more better, please?
You got
excluded.
You got sent home to work on music.
Exempted.
On the tour. Yeah. Well, the other two were like obviously performing and that. Mm-hmm. So the tour's done now, and obviously you said the deal come about was a single album deal. So what? It never worked out because from what you were telling me is that they didn't bring nothing to the table. It was like, because
they didn't bring nothing to the table. Obviously, when I said they didn't bring, don't get it twisted. They did. They put everything into the one single, but the talks that they was coming with didn't back up their actions. So, if I tell you, Venom, say, yo, yeah, man, we're gonna link up next weekend and we're gonna go to this club. We're gonna mash up now this club and we're gonna go to next club and pop champers and Cristal and we're gonna have all sorts of different females in the buildings and the man them can vibe. Next week come now, you call my phone and say, yo, where you at, bro? Ah, brother. You know what it is, yeah? Yeah, I can't even get you in the club. You know? It's a different story I told you, innit? That's what happened. They told us they're gonna back us regardless. They're gonna hold it down regardless. And when it came to the numbers not doing what they expected, bearing in mind our first week we did 100,000 on views in terms of our video, right? Our pre-orders, they was trying to execute the whole social media thing, and we were trying to show them that we are rough copy, bruv. Like, we sold out Fairfield Halls in Croydon, which is a 2,000 capacity kind of that venue. We sold that out within a day. I'm talking as soon as the tickets went up, we put out 750 first, that done out. We released the other half, that done out. We sold out the venue. I'm talking people was lining up for us, you know. We're like, yo, let's do that again, but we've got to go to the street. We are the kind of direct-to-consumer group. You need to have people on street. You need a street team handing out flyers. You got to get a billboard up underground so people can physically see it. If it's in their faces, they can't deny it. They can't pretend it's not there. These motherfuckers want to talk about social media. We're like, yo, we're black. Be real. We're three black men doing R&B. You need to give them something to believe. You need to show them what we're dealing with. You need to create some sort of campaign where we're doing flash mobs. We're just pulling up in places and doing whole, like, call it a 2-song set. A cover on our original. We're doing that everywhere we go.
Like what Stormzy done the other day.
Like what Stormzy done the other day. Came Box Park and shut down the things there.
Yeah.
They didn't want to listen to, like, management fought. I'm talking fought them. Like, yo, you guys ain't listening to what the brand needs. We're showing them this is how we should be portrayed. We had Stylus at the time. They're coming with pop shit, colourful covers and them thing there. I'm like, yo, that's the X Factor. We still got to obviously feed our supporters from the X Factor. But in the real life, where we're coming from the fact we still know people like Wretch and them man there and Get, and we are R&B. So to be relatable to the R&B supporters, and this is where the situation where the confusion came, like who's Rough Copy, because we would go do a corporate event and get paid 5k for that or 7k. We'll get booked by Tesco F&F, we'll get booked by ITV, and then we'll get to a club and shut down the club. So we could do everything. We was the only group that year that could do every single circuit. Some people came out of there and only got booked by corporates. Some people came out of there and only got booked by the gay clubs or the urban clubs. But we did every club. We did every circuit. Only group. Only act that did that. And it was just like, at the end of the day, we was thriving from it for such a long time, but they weren't listening. We're like, you gotta market us this way. We didn't have a conversation with them about us. Management, they always want to talk to management. We're like, yo, this is BS, bro. Like, clearly you don't really want to hear the truth and kind of like represent us in the right light. So it kind of just fell apart, to be fair. By our second single, obviously they was looking at the numbers thinking, oh, this isn't great numbers. We're like, yo, we did 100k, bro. Like, this is time before Twitter and Snapchat was even alive, like popping like that. We're doing 100k. We're like, yo, this is Vivo. On our own channel, we did 100k. You want 250, bruv? You best work for 250 then, because we're doing what we can do. But everyone had their different flows. Obviously, us as a group, we had our different flows where we didn't do as much as I feel like maybe we could possibly have done to promote ourselves, and obviously, but it is what it is, man. That happened, and it's done, innit?
You live and you learn.
Live and you learn.
So what was the next stage after you got the phone call saying, look, they're not gonna do the album.
Well,
they're gonna drop you basically.
They're gonna let us go. They're gonna sack, man. We was like, boy, I'll be honest with you. When we got the news, we was in Cyprus. We was out in Cyprus. Our hotel room was overlooking a beautiful pool. You get me? It was a nice vibe. Our hotel was lit. We was out there performing for Gary Lineker's brother, Wayne Lineker. We got the phone call. Well, management got the phone call, longed it out, called a meeting because we had a show that night. He didn't want to mess up our heads. Yeah. Called a meeting. We're like, chill, bro. Listen, bun them man dead. That's the words that came out all three of our mouths. We're like, what have they done for, man, apart from paying 50 grand for a video that didn't need to be paid for? Yeah. Or sorry, 20 grand for a video and 50 grand on a campaign. You can't put 50k in a black group. It's not gonna work, mate. You can't pump £1 million into Ella Henderson at the time because she was coming at the same time as we was, because they had put so much money into her throughout that year because she was the year before us, right? She was in James Arthur's year. You can't pump £1 million into her and put 50k into a black group. She went number one. Of course she's gonna go number one because you put money into her. You got what you pay for. You pay 50k for a black group. We came in at 24 in the charts. We went out. As soon as we came in, we went out because you guys didn't pump it. What do you expect? You're gonna put 50k into a black R&B group and pump a whole load of auto-tune on our voices? Of course people aren't gonna get it. You didn't work hard enough. From your perspective, from your marketing scheme was shit. Your team didn't work as hard as they possibly could to get us there. You get me? There was one lady in that place. She worked her ass off, bruv. Then they took her off our campaign and put her onto Labyrinths. And we're like, rah, sabotage. Because she was going in. After she went, everything went downhill. They basically put her apprentice in charge. How can you put an apprentice in charge of a black group in the UK? No ratings, bruv. So it was all downhill from there, man. So we kind of just thought, they didn't do nothing for us anyway, apart from the little money they spent on us. But we pushed it ourselves anyway, so your mum.
So you said you were in Cyprus when you got the news. So what was the next step?
the next step was just basically just putting out music. We was actually out there when we was out there. We bumped into DJ Cameo. Hence the whole same formula situation.
Yeah.
When we came, we spoke. He was like, "What's the situation?" We're like, "Yo, bruv, yesterday we literally got dropped for free." He's like, "Raw, let's make music." We're like, "What are you saying?" We came back to Ends the next week. We was in the studio making same formula. We did the video the week following in November 2015, I believe. And we was just ready to go from there. Obviously, it was a situation where he had a label underneath Universal, and he wanted to release our single underneath his label, underneath Universal, which was EMC. So that we did that single situation with Dot Rotten, who produced the song. And that was just that, man. We just put it out. The video came out, obviously, again, with that situation, the video came out too late. The hype, because that's the same time Chris Brown's Loyal came out. And we was the only artist in UK doing that sound. So their timing wasn't in correspondence to what we needed it to be. By the time we put it out, Chris Brown's already done how much number ones? We didn't coincide. We should have put it out right there. But there was so much politics going on with that whole label situation that management almost became part of that camp, trying to fix it. So we didn't basically suffer. So many politics, so much politics in the situations and opportunities we got. Every opportunity we got was politics. Great opportunities, but with the opportunities came politics. It's like what Spider-Man said: with great power comes great responsibility. With every label situation came great stress,
headache,
politics. So, yeah, man. Been there, done that. All the T-shirts, signed it, sold it.
Crazy. So right now, Rough Copy is there. So obviously the same formula single.
Yeah, that came out.
Mm-hmm. But nothing really came of that.
Nothing came of it, which was upsetting because that was the song that everyone heard and said, yeah, this was the single you should have put out first. But because of the timing, it couldn't get the clout it needed. I remember Mobiles was like on us. They wanted to do something with it, but the timing was so horrendous that they just couldn't do anything with it. When it came out and the numbers were so poor, it was like, oh, we can't even put you on any, like, what are we going to nominate you for? Like, well, there's nothing we can even do for you guys or even put you on. I remember that whole month they was just retweeting, they was tweeting. We went to the Mobiles Unsung. We went to everything that they was doing. And obviously the single came out and flopped basically because of the timing and the lack of label input. No marketing, no radio tour. It's horrendous, bro. Management was saying, yo, we should put, you're a DJ. So every DJ gig you get, you should bring them along because it's your project. Donnie's telling me, no, I don't need that, man. What? Listen, let me not even start calling people's names because it could get real political, bruv. Real political, bruv. Nyeh.
Alright, so Rough Copy, obviously now you've had two situations that didn't quite work out.
Two big situations.
Big situations that didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
So what's the next step?
Next step is obviously from then onwards we had a running into another situation where T.O. Jackson, which is obviously Free T's father, MJ's brother, wanted to kind of like not manage us but be involved in the in the product and the brand. So we was in a situation with them for a little while, but by that time situations are happening. People are getting old. People got pitney. Like, I got kids. I'm like, money ain't the same. Gigs aren't flourishing as it used to be because if you don't have a product out that people can book you
for, the hype will die down.
Yeah, but if the hype will die down, there's how many X Factors after us? They want to book them, not us. But luckily for us, after X Factor, we made our own brand. Like, Rough Copy was a standalone, not that group from. It was, oh, you man, Rough Copy. You get me? But the internal situations started to develop in it because of frustration and obviously, like I said, like when you live a certain lifestyle, some people come out on top, some people let the money or that situation at the time get to them and not in a very good way. So we was having a lot of internal situation, a lot of dysfunctionalities was happening within the camp. Obviously the last gig we did do was in Cape Verde, basically performing alongside Jason Derulo, Tiny Temper, Jamelia, Alicia Dixon, So that was the last gig we kind of went out with. So it was a good gig to be out. Obviously, you had people like G Fresh there. The whole.
When was this?
This was December last year.
Okay.
Not too long ago, but long ago.
But that was the last Rough Copy gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needed to happen because, like I said, being in the group for 10 years, with everything we went through,
going out on a high, going out of a bang.
Going out on a bang and realizing that this is probably the last gig we're going to do as a group, even if we didn't realize it, the universe needed to happen.
So now, Mr. Upstream.
Upstream business.
You understand? Going forward now. So what's going on with Mr. Upstream? What was your thinking? Obviously, the group's broken up. Rough Copies no more.
Yeah.
You decided to do your solo thing. So what is there any particular lane you're looking to go down, or is it just everything? I know you obviously got a lot of influences, different cultures and different things. So what is Mr. Upstream's
focus, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, like I said, I wasn't gonna do music like after the whole group because it was so emotional, right? Because it wasn't a nice breakup. You get me? It wasn't like oh man, them like two of us still speak. I won't name no names. Two of us still speak. The other member is just Houdini, to be fair. But I wasn't gonna do music. I was always so infatuated with the whole management side of things and the business aspect of the entertainment industry. In my head, I'm like, I'm gonna find somebody, probably create another group, but manage, not be in it, or find an artist and just delve and just do that and use my influence some way or form. Nah, bruv. I tried to do that. I'm like, I hit up the other member like, yo, let's just do this thing, what you saying, because the other member's moving mad. Let's just continue. That didn't work out because the other member was like, nah, dead this, because it's just too tarnished to even continue. You get me? So it got to a point where I think I took 2 weeks out to really think about it. And then I had a conversation with the missus and that same member that I was talking about. He told me what his plans were, which was basically, I'm just chilling, bruv. I need to just live a normal life and just find myself. And I was like, Ross, oh man, I'm not done yet, bruv. I don't feel fulfilled, like, but what am I gonna do? I don't believe in myself as much as I need to be able to carry on as a solo, bruv. Like, because of all the things that happened to me specifically whilst I was in the group.
So you mentioned like that you spoke to the member that you're speaking to, and like, he was like he wants to chill, he wants to find himself, just live a normal life. But you're like, nah man,
this ain't done yet, bruv. I'm not done yet because I never really felt fulfilled in the group, period. I went through way too much isolative situations and way too much emotional turmoil to just be like, yo, I can't end on that. We didn't give our supporters and our fans enough music for man to be done. Are you mad? I'm like, so when I spoke to the missus, she's like, yo, why don't you boom boom bam, and I was like, say no more. And I literally gave myself 2 weeks, and then I just went so hard in building my catalog, my repertoire, in building my brand, that I want balance in real life. And I'm talking real life because I got married in it last year, September. So I want balancing, right? I got 2 kids and I want seeing them because I was always in the studio. From studio, these times now, we're talking real life shit. I'm talking man's got a job now. I'm talking I got to survive and pay rent. I'm talking gigs ain't popping like it used to. I'm talking if I don't pay my rent, I'm getting kicked out. It's long. So I was still working nights because I was in the days. And this, I'm giving you real life exclusives, my brother. No one don't know that shit. Sir Vennom, you know. No one don't know this shit.
Yeah, continue.
No one don't know that man was on stage with you and DJ Frisky with Day 26 and Pretty Ricky. Jay Holiday, Omarion. They don't know them days there. Coco sold out.
Don't know.
Come on. Real live exclusive. Who deserves it more than you, bro? Yeah. Do that thing again. That thing again. So mad. This is real life situation. So obviously I'm still working nights. I'm just trying to do the music in the day and be a father and a husband, the best I could do.
Yeah.
Not sure I'm doing a great job of it, but I'm trying, you know. But end of the day, it got real, and I had to take a minute because I was going through, like in July, I went through some madnesses, and I'm emotionally, mentally, and I'm just like, raw. It took a minute. I took a minute, bro. I was still doing things here and there, but because I went so hard from January, I had about 20 songs recorded, ready to go, mixed, mastered, everything. And I just took a minute, like, I put out the first video, Distance, obviously, Amaran's cover. Put that out, shot that in Uganda. My brethren, I called a GOAT, Ash Riley, sick production, that sick cinematography guy, slash director. We did that in Uganda, and then obviously I put that out. Then I did If, the David O smash, did my version of that, put that out. And after that, I kind of just took a minute because I hadn't truly healed from the group situation. I just went full force in it. So I just took a minute, and obviously now, this month, I'm just back in it because I'm like looking at the situations in the industry, and I'm like, yo, if Donny can achieve that in a year, if I carried on, what could I have done? If I actually put out, because I haven't actually put out any original stuff. I've put out covers, and the covers are, I've made a little, like the Mr. Upstream brand has been built to a certain extent where people know who I am as Mr. Upstream and the guy from Rough Copy, the guy who made Rough Copy. So it's like, why not, bruv? Like, just carry on pushing and let's go hard, because by the end of this year I want to put out a couple originals and show people that this is what I sound like, and this is the eclectic sound I'm giving you, which I call R&Fro, the whole R&B aspect mixed with the whole Afrobeats aspect of things, and kind of just blending them two together. Because if everyone knows Rough Copy, we was always one for blending music that weren't supposed to mesh together. We did a project called Viral Refix, and we took Adele's Hello, and we mixed it with Future's song. I don't know. It was 808 Mafias, and we mixed them two. So his instrumental over Adele's Hello, and then we did Pillow Talk, Zayn's Pillow Talk on top of Justin Bieber's Sorry. So things like that. So I'm accustomed to meshing things together. So I thought, you know what, I'm an R&B guy, but my origins Afrobeats. I'm an African, so why can't I sing how I would normally sing R&B, but do it over these Afrobeat songs and literally put some lingo in there and just sing, bruv, and not think about, oh, they don't understand the harmonies and they don't get this ad-lib, and I don't care, bruv. I'm doing music, so.
Yeah, that was definitely the time. Because what's your view on like the UK music scene right now, how it is?
Yo, the music in the UK right now is thriving. Like, we're thriving right now, and it's the grime scene that's killing it. It's the Afrobeat scene that's killing it. But the R&B scene is lost and still lost. But I say that to say this. In terms of a face for R&B, it's lost. But in terms of R&B still thriving, we're still thriving, because every single top 10 hit has an influence of R&B in it. Whether it's a sample, whether it's a melody. Yo, people are still harmonizing, people still ad-libbing, people still using melodies from the 90s. So technically R&B is still popular, but they don't want to give it to the actual originators. They don't want the originators to be the face of it. They don't want the Marcus Aries. They don't want the Jermaine Rileys. They don't want the Telly Rileys. They don't want the Rough Copies to thrive. They don't want it. They don't want Angel to be the face of R&B, bruv, in the UK. Even though man's been putting out music for donkeys. Even though Jermaine Riley's been putting out music for donkeys and being a sick pen at what he does. They don't want to recognize. And I know so many people, a lot of my industry peers and friends are backing vocalists and session singers for a lot of these top 10 artists. And you're thinking to yourself, brother, I wrote that song.
Mad.
Like, I penned this song for you and you got a #1 from it, but you still don't want to give me the recognition. You're mad. So the R&B scene isn't thriving like it needs to, in terms of having an actual hub. Everyone knows who the face of Afrobeats is. Everyone knows who's killing it in the Afrobeat scene. Everyone knows who's killing it in the grime scene. We all know. We know what is happening right now. But in terms of the R&B scene, we need a pioneer. We have pioneers, but we need the industry to recognize these pioneers. Point blank, period. And that's just what's happening. And great scene.
It's just about someone like putting trust in an artist.
Yeah.
Just in the genre in general, because
basically,
like when you look at Afrobeats, like where it was, like, and where it is now. Do you know what I mean? Someone somewhere along the line had to say, look,
I believe in this thing.
Yeah. that's what he's believing in the art form. Do you know what I mean?
But who's going to be the red Indian to run across the cliff and say, yo, I'm going to take this shot and go back to the man and say I survived? Who's going to be that guy? The same way how you had Drake come over here and endorse up gigs, endorse up Sneakbo back in the day. The same way how you got Wizkid coming over and killing the Afrobeat scene, and you got J Hus and Kojo Funds killing it. It took somebody to believe in that specific song. Even when Donnell was killing the funk scene, it took somebody to believe in that one specific song for them to say, alright, this 3.5 minutes is enough for me to invest X amount of money into.
Yeah.
We need somebody to not just take our melodies, not just take our songwriting abilities, and behind the scenes we're cutting checks, but cut checks in the mainstream. We need somebody to cut checks for the R&B scene to the point where Usher comes over here and says, yeah, I'm going to endorse so-and-so. I'm going to screenshot a video or so-and-so's Instagram and put it on, like how Nicki Minaj did Miss Banks over the weekend.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah.
We do, bruv. Obviously, you got to work hard as an artist and be your own pioneer to a certain extent and be your own driving force. But we need somebody who's already got their foot in the door, who's an established veteran, to say, yo, look out for so-and-so. Like, come on, bruv. Like, Stylo G's been doing music for how many years now? And, yeah, he gets certain recognitions, but to a certain extent, you get me? Like, he's the reason why a lot of songs, a lot of people are where they are.
For real.
But he might get sidelined, but still making his money. Don't think he cares, to be fair. But I'm pretty sure he has frustrated moments where he's like, "Cha, man," and swears all sorts of Jamaican patois words. But we don't have any R&B pioneers allowing us to thrive, man. Apart from the songwriters who are technically in the charts, but not in by face.
Not in front of the camera.
Not in front of the camera, man.
Yeah. So right now, where's Mr. Upstream going to be in the next 5 years? In the
next 5 years, where I want to be, I want to do everything that I've already done by myself. I've, like, a lot of people don't understand, and some people do. Like, Rough Copy did a lot. We hit a lot of stages. We was around a lot of industry pairs that people might look to now. Like, we was the R&B dons of that era. You get me? No one want touching us them times there, bro, because no one could sing like man. And if they could, they didn't have the character like man. So, at the end of the day, where I want to be is where I've already been, but by myself. Basically, why not? Rough Copy never got a mobile. I want to get a mobile. Rough Copy didn't get a BET recognition. I want to get a BET recognition. I want to rascal up Britwood. Why not?
Trust me.
Like, trust me, man. There's a lot of milestones to hit. We didn't get 1 million views on any of our videos, apart from our X Factor audition. So I would like to hit those milestones and be recognized for that, and actually not be stuck with a stigma that people didn't fully understand. Because there's still a stigma of Copy. Oh, the guys from X Factor. Oh yeah, but their music didn't really like do anything in the charts. Yeah, because you didn't give it a chance. I don't want to be stigmatized by that brand. That was a brand that gave us all the opportunity to still do our solo stuff. I want to be known as, that's the guy, that's the founding member of that group that you man lacked at a certain point in life, but now he's Mr. Upstream, you know, so he's doing this music thing. But the Afrobeats you lot love and the R&B you lot are scared to show you love. He's combining the two and he's actually making great music from it. So, like I said, I hear a lot of Afrobeats music. I love the Afrobeats music, but when I sing certain man's songs and I'm like, bro, how come they didn't do that? It's because they can't. There's not shading anybody, because everyone's great within the studio environment, but can you be great on stage? Are you a great entertainer / singer / artist?
Yeah.
No point being sick in the studio and you can't replicate it on stage, bro. It's dead. I'm not paying £20 to come see you mine, bro.
Trust me. I'll see you run up and down the stage and get out of breath. And
it's not that.
Can't hit them notes.
Come to a Mr. Upstream show. You're gonna see what I do, bro. Okay. I just did London Palladium last week Sunday, bro.
How was that?
It was sick. The You Got Jokes. Obviously, you had Eddie Caddy hosting.
Yeah.
You had the likes of Eddie Caddy, Babatunde, Lauren Hughes, Slim, the comedian. It was sick, man. Like, I came on stage. We had two of us. We had a guy called Smile Davis, and he had myself in terms of like the performance side of things, like music. When I came out on stage and I brought out one of the members from Rough Copy. And we did our damn thing. So I bring energy as well as vocals. So I don't compromise anything. Even if you catch me singing over a track, you're hearing my voice. I'm gonna make sure the track's turned down just to keep the vibe going.
Yeah.
But you're gonna still hear me ad-libbing, riffing, and harmonizing. So where we grew up from, if you couldn't sing live, you're not an artist, innit? If your craftsmanship only surpasses the studio, don't call yourself an artist, bro. Just call yourself a songwriter, innit?
Yeah.
Or a session singer.
Studio artist. So what artists out there would you be like love to link up with and work with right now that's doing it? I've
been fortunate enough to be in the studio with some up and coming producers, artists, the likes of Vic Tizzle, who was he previously was a gospel artist and has actually got a mobile awards as a gospel artist, but he's now doing Afrobeats and is a prominent producer / engineer / artist in the scene. But behind it, the tune that Chipmunk did with Stormzy called I'm Fine, he produced and mixed that. You get me? No one would know that because no one ain't reading credits no more. I've been blessed to be working with a producer called Marley Sounds. Sounds like Marley, sorry. Great producer, you know what I mean? He's very much involved in the R&B scene, but he did some music for the RS documentary. Remember RS? Listen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in that Donny there. He did some music for that documentary. My boy M Fly, who was part of Dot Rotten's camp, the Min Army back in the day. But he's doing his own thing now, obviously. He's got a song out right now called what's it called, man? Yo, Fly, what's it called? Let me give you Army. Hey, Army. Big song. You get me?
Yeah.
He's on a lot of my production. Marley Mar's on a lot of my production. Victor's got a lot of my production. So I'm the kind of guy that whoever shows me love, I'm going to show love back. I ain't trying to do a tune with X and your favorite artist, because at the end of the day, as far as they're concerned, I'm the guy from that group.
Yeah.
I still got to prove myself as this individual. I ain't going to hit up certain man and say, yo, bro, come and jump on this tune, because you need to believe in the project. I'm not going to hit you up.
They need to be hollering you.
Yeah, I'm not going to hit you up because I feel that you could sound great on the song. I want to hit you up because you've already showed interest in this song. So it's a bit mad still. So yeah, the people will hear when it's time for them to hear, and if it hits, man. Some people take 20 years to have their first 3.5 minutes be recognized on mainstream platforms.
Yeah, but we can't wait that long. So how long we got to wait for Mr. Upstream?
Like I said, I've already put out the covers so people can hear what I sound like alone. The original material. We're gonna premiere some stuff. We're gonna play some stuff now.
Yeah.
We're gonna show the people what I potentially sound like. What the Mr. Upstream sound could potentially sound like. Cause bearing in mind, I'm an R&B artist first and foremost, but I'm influenced by the Afrobeat sound. So it's the R&Fro sound that you're gonna be hearing. You get me? So I don't know what we're gonna get into now, but I don't know what you're saying, Vennom.
Well, you tell me, bro.
Well, we're gonna get into One Call Away, produced by M Fly right now.
Yeah, but before we get into that, just remind people, or not remind people, tell people where they can find you, the Insta, the Snapchat, all these things, the MySpace.
Right, so what you can do right now, what I need you people to do, because we need to support each other in it. Mr. Upstream, that's what you need to be on. That's my Instagram, Mr. Upstream. No more English, no funky spelling. Mr. Upstream. When you go onto my Facebook, Mr. Upstream HQ. That's me. Everywhere is Mr. Upstream. My Twitter is Mr. Upstream. Just type in Mr. Upstream, you see me. There. Support the cause, man. Cause
in full effect.
Trust me, I'm done with 9 to 5, innit?
My body, now your arm. No, yeah. If I tell you, say I love you. My money, my body, now your own, baby. 90 billion for the account, yo.